Kraft boulders is ridiculous, and if you're planning a trip, I am super jealous. The 4 months we spent there last year were filled with some of the best bouldering I've ever done in my life, honestly. I'm not complaining about living in Colorado, but watching back all the footage from those 20-some odd sessions at Kraft really has me missing it. So today I'm putting together a compilation of my favorites from V0 through V7 with a little help from my buddy Trevor at the V6 and V7 grades. Up first, the cube. This mega block is the first thing you'll see on your approach hike into Kraft, and this corner V0 up the arete is the down climb you'll have to use for anything else you want to climb on the block. After hiking past this thing 3 or 4 times in total awe, I decided to dedicate a whole session to just slowly going up and down the boulder, trying to add one move at a time, see how high up I could get and hopefully top this thing out. I've got a full video of this one up if you want to check it out. Don't do it right now because you'll kill my retention, but it was an excellent test of my mental capabilities, ability to keep it together on terrain I know I can climb, but in a place that I really don't want to fall. I had intentions to climb Perfect Poser, the V1 just around the corner, which this serves as the down climb for, but couldn't quite bring myself to do that one in the time I had at Kraft, so it remains on the short list for a return trip. Regardless, this boulder was one of the best experiences of my life, and overall was just super fun. Don't worry, this whole video isn't just going to be a bunch of high balls, although there will be 1 or 2 other tall ones mixed in, but I just really can't get over this boulder. To date, it's probably still the scariest climb I've ever done. V0 difficulty for sure, but like V15 sends satisfaction afterwards. Man, what a fun boulder. Now for the scarier part, down climbing that crux move by the arete. Here goes nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you watch me down climb it. Up next is probably the second best V1 now that I've ever done, maybe, but definitely my favorite at Kraft. Still a little bit tall, but super juggy up top, makes for a chill top out. Definitely not the hardest part, and not really that scary either. There's great climbs ranging from V0 to V3 all along this side of the boulder, all a little bit tall, but all juggy up top. A great way to warm up and get ready for the more popular side of the boulder, which also happens to be the location of our next V2. The other more popular side of the boulder contains some of the best and most popular climbs at Kraft, most of them in the V6 to 10 range, I think. It also has one of the hardest and coolest V5s I've ever tried called Hyperglide. We'll be back for that one in just a minute. You might have to fight crowds and wait in line to climb Monkey Bar, but it's nice to share some pads and some psych, and maybe even a little beta as well. Overall, it's a super fun climb that, like I said, kind of feels like you're in the gym. That does change a little bit as you round this corner and get near the top. The crux is rounding the corner, but there are a couple sustained moves still as you get a little higher off the ground before rounding off onto the safer feeling ledge and basically topping out on a scramble. I was only planning to share one climb at each grade, but man, I can't decide between these two V2s, the long, pumpy, gym-like Monkey Bar, or the perfectly sculpted crimps of potato chips that teach you body positioning and take a lot more effort than you'd probably think from a V2. You might notice the 32 V point total down in the bottom left corner. That's because this was on February 20th, 2023, my 34th birthday, and this was my last climb of the day to gather up 34 V points.
Yay, 34. Give me a 3-4. With your fingers, like 3-4. Give me a 3.
Sorry about that, Kayla. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it was a long day. Next up is actually the first boulder I ever climbed at Kraft. I started with the V1 up the right face and then the V2 up the left arete, but Pork Chop was definitely the star of the show. The physical crux is probably getting off the ground, but the mental crux is higher up on the boulder when you have to span across to the other arete. As you can probably tell, this chalked rib doesn't have a lot of features to it, so it's really important to set up the feet appropriately to get the counter pressure against that arete. Super important right here for me to cross that right hand and take a pinch with the thumb. This set me up in a position pressing against the feet to lean out left without being too precarious. Once you do, you feel a little more stable and have a few options available to you for topping out, but overall it's such a unique and cool boulder. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend, gotta try it. That's a sick boulder. Now time for Sarange. Yeah, I did it again. Couldn't decide on just one V3. Pork chop is such a unique looking rock and a cool climb with unique movement. I just couldn't leave that one off the list. But really, Sarange for me was the standout V3 at Kraft. Crimpy, techy, and balancy. You definitely don't have to go dynamically at the top like I did. And you wouldn't be the first to tell me that I didn't need to either. Oh! With only a few months in Vegas, I wanted to make sure I didn't get stuck projecting right off the bat, so I held myself to a pretty strict grade pyramid where I had to climb my way through all the grades before trying the next one up. I did manage to send Welcome to Detroit, a V4 or maybe V4 Plus on this same boulder. Thought about putting that on the list, but ultimately I didn't think it could hold a light to our next V4. I honestly thought I would send my first session on Jonesen. Figured a way through the crux that worked for me relatively quickly, and basically did the rest of the moves first try. Session number 2 consisted of just a few red point burns. I made great progress and got through the crux just about every time, but kept burning out near the top. A bunch of psych and a fancy celebrity climbing coach got me a new high point. Nice, come on! But session 3 still couldn't send. This boulder will always have a special place in my heart. This is a boulder with a lot of options, so the process of figuring out my beta was just so satisfying. Here we go. Left hand to the crimp, right hand to the jug. Find the left hand. Take the bad left foot, leave the good spot for the right, rearrange the left. Don't forget to move the right hand up so you have the reach, and we're into the crux. Toe hook, my favorite move, allows the right hand to come in. Rearrange left hand to a full crimp to better control the step through. Good thing I did, almost lost it there. Cut in with the right hand. Again, keep it tight in the core and shoulders. I've been here before a couple of times and still blew it. Just a handful more moves to go, but I'm starting to feel the pump. I've got new beta for the top. Let's hope it works better. Take the left hand cross, big move out right. Now I'm at the high point I reached with Ozzy. But I make a change. A deeper left hand and intermediate right foot. Both allow me to high step with the left more easily and rock over. And just like that, it's over. Jonesen was definitely one of my most satisfying sends at Kraft and my longest project until Hyperglide. This is my very last attempt to send Hyperglide before it haunts me forever. I forget if this was session number 6 or 7, but it was something like that. And it was literally our last day before moving from Vegas. We hadn't packed yet or anything, so I only had this one session, and I only had this last attempt before I was literally out of time and gonna have to leave Vegas without the send, which I was pretty sure would haunt me forever. Yes! So when I finally managed to get through this crux and hit the jug, I was freaking out. I was so excited to have gotten through the crux, but still really nervous to mess it up. My hands were starting to get sweaty. Not to mention I was getting pretty high off the ground and still had maybe another 10 or 15 feet of climbing left to go. It was not easy to keep my emotions together here as I attempted to finish out the boulder. Luckily I managed to keep it all together, but that was not the case when I finally topped it out. Yeah, you might say I was pretty excited for this one. Believe it or not, I actually edited down this celebration sequence quite a bit. It went on for a while like this. Probably the best proper cry I've had since my divorce. Awkward. How about a quick transition? Hyperglide. Oompa Loompa. Okay, I've got 2 V5s for you as well. Might be the last time, but no guarantees. Mainly because Hyperglide is kind of a highball and kind of a one-move wonder, so I've seen some really strong people not manage to send it. If you're looking for a V5 that's a little less particular, just turn around and look at the little blob next to it for Oompa Loompa. It's a surprisingly fun boulder, and a lot of people get on it, actually.
Nice! Come on. Yes! Come on, Justin!
Technical, awkward, interesting.
You got this. Stick with it. your right foot up.
Nice.
Yep.
Definitely takes a lot more effort than you'd think to wrestle to the top of this little blob.
Wow.
I made another video breaking down the beta for Hyperglide and Oompa Loompa if you want to check that out. In the meantime, we're moving on to the V6s. That's right, we've got 2 V6s as well, but there's a really good reason for that actually. This first V6 is called Good Times. The starting right hand hold is like really weird to figure out how you want to hold it. Crux is probably the first couple of moves. V6 getting off the ground, maybe a V4 or a V5 bump, a little bunched and awkward early on, and V3, couple of moves to get to this jug for a rest at the halfway point, and then probably a V2 or a V3 top out that is a bit awkward, but you really just need to keep it together at that point. Alright, confession time. This is a cool boulder, but the primary reason that I included it on this list is because it's the only V6 that I managed to send during my time at Kraft. Really didn't want to get stuck projecting my whole time in Vegas, so I took that strict pyramid approach, which only left me with so much time at the end, a lot of which was used up on Hyperglide, but I was super psyched to tick one V6 before leaving Kraft. Okay, time for a little help from our boy Trevor. In the couple of trips that Trevor came out to Kraft, he sent a whole bunch of V6s, the hardest of which was Alexisizer, so I almost put that one on this list, but ultimately he said Monkey Bar Traverse was just about the best line that you could hope for in a climb. The start of this thing isn't easy by any means, but certainly not the crux. It does add a bit of pump though, and once you round that corner, things do step up into the V6 difficulty range. Interesting note, Noah Kane climbed this one, I think last season, but used this sort of secret hold to do a slightly different beta, and he tried to do the beta that Trevor just did, but couldn't do it. So, you know, nothing against Noah, I really like the guy, but my boy Trevor here, just pointing out, he's a beast.
Yes, dude, come on.
Yeah, get in there.
Yes, there it is. Come on, dude.
More good holds.
Finish it out, dude. Come on.
You're so good. Just
Keep breathing. Try hard.
Next ones are good. Come on.
Try hard, dude. Come on.
There it is, bro.
No joke, the battery died 2 seconds after you said that.
If I was in like Colorado right now, like 10,000, that bubble butt would feel great, you know? I do like grabbing my butt.
Why don't you give me a butt grab to round out the picture for our viewers? You know what I'm saying? Grab that butt. Show me what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, this nice juicy butt right here.
I meant your real butt. Dude, I like that hold. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's terrible.
Alright,
He says he grabs
and then
Yep. Kind of just like that, I really crimp into those fingers there. Yep. Yeah, dude.
All right, no joke. We were working on this thing for a while, but it
Come on,
was
dude.
pretty sunny and warm and a bit sweaty out on the rock, and Trevor was ready to give up on it until local legend Stevie G rolled up with the beta.
Bump with the right?
Yep. See that? No. Oh, yeah. Nice, dude. All right. All the tension in the world and just find a foot. One more, like, directly right. Like 6 inches to your right. Come on. There it is. Yeah. Or do that. Come on. Yep. Find a foot. Just find something. That's good. It's good up there. Yeah.
Yes, dude. Come on.
Sick, dude. Just breathe. Have you done this talk?
Nope.
No.
Okay, you got it. Just follow the chalk. It's chill. You got it.
Is it?
Watching this back now, I can remember how intense it was. Super good trip filled with a bunch of great climbing. Pretty tired towards the end, getting a little hot, getting a little sweaty, getting a little high off the ground. Trevor really wanting to close it out with a nice V7 send, and on one of the most iconic boulders here in Kraft. I swear emotions were just building and building until
You
finally...
should have to trust. Yep, beautiful.
there it is.
Yes, dude. Come on.
Just keep it together for 4 seconds. Yeah, dude.
Wow, dude.
When I said
Dude, every word that you said, bro, thank you so much, man.
so, I was telling you completely wrong. Dude, I said bump right and I meant
I swear to God, bro, you
Dude.
got me through that boulder. You were just like, it's there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna do
Made
it.
it work,
Did
yeah.
I just,
Dude, thank you so
I
much,
sent you-
man.
I sent
I'm
what
so
you
glad
did
you came
before.
around. And you like,
Dude, he was
I
getting
did-
ready to wrap up on it, I feel like.
did exactly what you said to do. Dude, I did exactly your beta, I
You
feel like.
kind of did, didn't you?
I did, well, I did for the harder part.
Yeah.